Sorry, it's been a late one. Annoyingly, normally I would do these videos at the end of the day, like sat down with a microphone and some guests and like talk about what happened in the day, but because of the new restrictions they put in around what I can film when I'm inside the building, I'm just stood outside by myself, just giving a quick update. So the reasons that the hearing went on so long after we'd finished hearing from Paul Gravett is there was a hearing on the anonymity of HN1, covering Matt Rayner, who will be giving evidence on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday this week. There were submissions from a number of barristers asking for not just, well, firstly it was for Denise Fuller and her recognised legal representatives to view HN1 giving evidence whilst the rest of us will just hear the audio. There were requests from other women who were deceived into long-term intimate relationships with undercover police officers who had a direct interest to hear the evidence. There was the other people who were spied on by HN1 to be able to view the evidence, including like Jeff Shepherd, Paul Gravett, and there was also a request that everybody should be able to see the face of HN1. Mitting was... So initially Mitting gave anonymity to HN1 based on the fact that he was in some sort of danger. It was Article 2, threat to life. The idea that somehow, if we knew what Matt Rayner looked like right now, HN1 looked like right now, then we would, or somebody would, probably one of us would commit some sort of horrible act of violence against him. It's a farce, a ridiculous idea. You'll see over there that the bloke by there is Oliver Sanders. He's the lawyer for the undercover police officers. He's a horrible toad, horrible slimy piece of shit, quite frankly. He gave the submission that it would be very unfair for HN1 to have to show his face because he'd been operating under the assumption that he wouldn't have to, so it would be unfair to do it. So a few days ago, it became clear that instead of it being under Article 2, threat to life, that the anonymity had been granted under Article 8, which is a right to to a private family life, which is a very different thing, much less serious than threat of death, which they kind of hung over all of us as like why we shouldn't be allowed to see this guy. That's a farce. Seeing has been downgraded. It was suggested that was, he shouldn't be allowed to have anonymity. Mitting decided that he should continue to have his anonymity. He said something about that he was using Article 8, but it was still about safety, which I didn't really understand, to be quite frank. I mean, I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to understand a lot of this legal stuff, though I'm often of the opinion that it's very straightforward ideas dressed up in a lot of fucking hokum and nonsense and ridiculous words that, if we would just use plain language, everybody would understand, but that's for another day. However, he made a final ruling that Denise Fuller, who is giving evidence tomorrow, the woman who HN1, cover name Matt Rayner, deceived into a long-term intimate relationship, will be able to see his face. So will her recognised legal representatives. He's Jeff Shepherd, who has got a pending case at the Court of Appeal about his conviction for taking part in direct action alongside HN1. Also, his legal representative, specifically a particular named legal representative of his, James Wood KC, a very senior barrister who represents him, will also be able to see the face of HN1 whilst he gives evidence. No one else will, apart from obviously the chair himself and the legal team of the inquiry. So, as it stands, I mean, that is the final ruling. HN1, we will hear his voice in the hearing room, we will not see his face. The little screens that certain barristers have in front of them will show his face. We'll nowhere near them, so we won't get to know what he looks like. I mean, it has been... Oliver Saunders, that guy I pointed out to earlier, claimed that activists had aged photographs of him from 30 years ago and was circulating them on AI models of what he now looks like on Twitter. That was completely untrue. I requested someone to say, where are they then? Where are they? I'm on Twitter. Someone shared them with me. No one did. Someone then produced one. It's fucking terrible. Doesn't look like anybody. Unsurprisingly, AI is still shit. I'm still anti-AI. But yeah, as it currently stands, we have no idea what HN1 looks like. It makes you really wonder, actually, what is it? Why is he under so much threat? It's been suggested he still has a significant job within the police force, that somehow his current role would be compromised if it was made public that he's an undercover police officer back in the day. I really wonder. I mean, it's almost definite that his first name is Matthew. Matt is, all the undercover cops used their first names. So, if anybody can think of any senior police officers with the first name of Matt, who, you could look at a current photograph of them and look at an old photograph of HN1 and sort of work out who if it's them, that would be very welcome. Please have a crack at doing that if anybody's interested in doing that. However, as it currently stands, we will have the ridiculous situation where Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, which will be live streamed, the audio will be live streamed, you'll be able to follow the hearing on YouTube with the usual 10-minute delay, but it'll be audio only, no face will be shown. Other than that, this afternoon, apart from that ruling, it feels so bloody long ago, it feels like hours ago that Paul Gravett gave his evidence. Paul Gravett is over there. Paul, are you up for coming on this recording with me? I'm live right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so Paul, you've given your evidence today. How do you feel it went?
I was reasonably happy with what I said to reveal HN1 spy used Matt Rayner's real name, and of course he wouldn't.
Yeah.
Mainly Denise Fuller, closer to most, and just this infantry relationship. So I am pleased about that. He's giving her the right to, see the listen to Rayner's voice. And see him as well do it.
Yeah. No, I took that bit through, but in terms of your evidence, in terms of the questioning, do you think there were things that were really left out? The way that they broke up the questioning, it made me kind of think that there was sort of, I don't know, the way they did it, it was okay, then we'll do this cop, then we'll do this cop, and because so much of the inquiry process has been done in a linear fashion, so you could kind of follow it kind of year by year, what's going on. But the way that you were questioned was very much there's this cop, and then we're going to jump all over the place, and then there's this cop, and we're going to jump all over the place. So I just wondered if you if you found that a particularly,
I don't know, not really. I mean, I just accepted what they were going to do. I wasn't had very high hopes about things. So later I could have said about Rayner, I wasn't given maybe. You do get a chance to say something that you want to, but then you're kind of put on the spot at that moment. I have to remember everything, and but I said most of what I wanted to say. So I'm reasonably happy with the way it went. I just wish that I wasn't allowed to be able to view Rayner. He'll be saying really, critical, adverse things about me and who I was, and whatever, telling me a lie and everything. And I'm about to hear him, but I won't be able to see him do that. So, but I didn't really expect that sort of justice from the inquiry.
No. I mean, if you're looking for justice, don't look at the British legal system, right? Because you won't find any.
Exactly.
They introduced a few. They introduced some documents you hadn't seen before in your questioning, which is not unusual for the inquiry, but it seems a fucking farce to me. I mean, after all the process we've been through about disclosure, for them still to be introducing things to you whilst you're being questioned.
I know.
What the fuck's that about?
Yeah. You don't get any time. It's really typical of the sort of. Just a ham-fisted way that they've done things in the inquiry, and how everything's being rushed. I'm also now rather anxious about the fact, missing at the end, saying, we may not call you to give evidence in charge 3. I was spied on by two undercover officers in charge 3 for a period of years. And it seemed to say, we think you probably said, you might have said all you need to. I thought, what? No, not at all.
I would say, I get the impression that Mitting hasn't got a fucking clue when it comes to what's happening in the future. What's that?
You've got the key of the house.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, no, do you want... Okay, sorry, I didn't realise people were making hand signals at me. There you go. But I get the impression that Mitting doesn't fucking know, quite frankly. If Barr was saying that to you, I might be a bit worried. But when
yeah.
Mitting says it to you, I'd be like, well, let's have the inquiry team.
I was comforting myself with exactly that. He doesn't know half the time what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, particularly when it comes to like future tranches, at the very least,
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I think he did well. If you want, just my quick review of, of Paul Gravett on the dock, I think he did well. I think. A lot of the questions, I think there was a few times where I got quite irritated by the barrister. Was it Warrington, John Warrington? Some of the directions he was trying to lead you down a certain road, and I was just like, this is a bit fucking. Come on, what the fuck's this about? But the one that really stands out for me is the way that he tried to suggest that free posting a brick was some sort of like slow guided missile to like. It was just like, what the fuck you on? It's like something extreme about posting a brick to someone, and it's like it's just a parcel that weighs a bit. You fucking lunatic.
Not the same as throwing a brick through their window.
No, it's like a very slow version of putting it through the letterbox. It's like, come on. But yeah, so tomorrow we've got Denise Fuller is giving evidence. That should be quite intense. You'll be here tomorrow as well?
I will, Tom. Yeah. Looking forward to seeing Denise give evidence.
Yeah.
It'd be good to see her. And, wish her all the best for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Massive solidarity to Denise for tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll all be there. Okay, so I'm going to call it an end to it now. We've hopefully I've had a few chats with. I've had more than fucking few chats. I've had a lot of talks with the inquiry staff about my ability to broadcast in the building. Hopefully I'll be able to do that again tomorrow. Don't know. Still up for discussion supposedly, but I'm pretty hopeful that tomorrow I'll be indoors doing this, which will be a lot warmer than the current situation. All right, I will be doing a Spaces this evening, but it'll be in a few hours because we're about to go to the pub. I'm on fucking dry January though, so it's not like I'm going to be drinking, so I don't think I'm having that much fun. Alright, thanks for joining, see you all tomorrow.